Hey guys, it's Joe Thomas. I'm here to do a little product review. I was sent some ear guards from Caulear Protection Systems. It's a unique product. It's not an over-the-ear guard like a wrestler's guard. It's an in-the-ear insert. I was asked to do this review because of my affiliation with the BJJ Brick podcast. This isn't a review on behalf of the podcast, but I'm just throwing that out there. So because these are custom fit, it's a two-part process. In order to get your custom molds, you have to send them a cast of your ear. So the first thing that they did was send me some putty. It's a two-part putty, so both parts are soft, but when you mix them together, there's a chemical reaction and they'll harden in 3 to 5 minutes. So you mix the two putties together, you cover your entire ear, you let it sit for 4 or 5 minutes. It's hard, you pull it out, you do both sides, you send them to Caulear, and they'll send you your ear inserts. They're not a US-based company, so there's a little bit of time involved, but I want to say I did mine over the holidays, and I think the whole process was only 3 weeks or so before I got my ear guards back. They send some wipes with them, and that's to get the adhesive off your ears and off the ear guards and to clean the ear guards after using so they're ready for the next use. They only sent 4 of these packets. I think that alcohol wipes would work just as well, and that's probably why they only sent 4 of these. They also sent the adhesive, and it comes in a little bottle. It's got a little brush on the end of it. It's pretty easy to use. I'm guessing that if you train a few times a week, there's maybe a year's worth of adhesive here. That's something I don't think you could just replace with an over-the-counter. You'd have to get with them to replace that, but I'm sure that's not a problem. So yeah, you brush the adhesive on, you stick it in your ear, you let it dry, and then you go grapple. So I gave these a go, and I've not done a product review before. We'll see how this one comes out. All I did was ask myself a few questions that I would have about these products, and I'm trying to answer those questions. The first question I had is, will they prevent cauliflower ear? You can see it's just a thin piece of plastic that goes over the outside of your ear. I don't know if they'll prevent cauliflower ear. That'd be a longer review. I think my ears get a little bumped up and swollen and red every couple of months, and it's leading to a slow development of cauliflower ear. I think if I wore these for 6 or 8 months and didn't have any issues where my ears were red and swollen, then I'd say yes, they work. But maybe Caulear themselves can answer that question. Maybe they've got guys testing them long term. The second question I had, and this was the big one, is are they going to stay in my ears when I grapple? I saw them, and I was actually pretty skeptical that they would stay in my ears while I grappled. I can pretty confidently say the answer to that question is yes, they will stay in your ears while you grapple. I didn't feel like I did a real good job putting the glue on. They're a little awkward to hold and put the glue on, and I don't feel I got good coverage. However, that's something that I'm sure after 2 or 3 times you would have worked out to be easy as pie to get the glue on there. But I didn't feel like I did a real good job of it, and I was really thinking these things were going to come out the minute my ears got roughed up. But I went to class. We worked and drilled a move, starting a side control, transitioning to north-south, and back to side control. We did it from both sides multiple times, and your ears are going to get touched up a little bit when you're doing that. And then we drilled specific training from side control, and then I rolled 3 fairly competitive rounds after class. And the ear guard stayed in the whole time, and the one that I felt I did the worst job of gluing in took a little wiggling out, and the other one I had to actually work out a little bit to get out. So I'm confident you can roll pretty dang hard for a good period of time, and these will stay in your ear. When I say it was hard to get out, it wasn't painful, it didn't tear the skin, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was like, yeah, this is stuck in here pretty good. I'm pretty confident in that. Another question I might have had was, would they be problematic when I was rolling? Would I be self-conscious about them? Would my ear get bent in funny positions and it would be uncomfortable? Other than the fact that I knew I was reviewing them and I was expecting them to fall out, I didn't notice them. Every time they get bumped a little bit, I would think, oh, now they're going to fall out. They never did. But honestly, I felt comfortable enough that I think after 2 or 3 times rolling with them, I wouldn't even know they were there. So there are no problems rolling with these that I can think of. The last question I would ask is about the care of them. Are they going to be sanitary? Are they going to be, easy to take care of? They did send me a case that looks kind of like a mouth guard case. They both fit in here well, along with the adhesive. But no, I took the wipes that they provided after I was done, and I wiped them off, and it took 3 or 4 minutes to feel like I got all the adhesive off both of them, got them clean, ready for next use, got my ears cleaned up. So I suppose if you're one of those guys that throws your gym bag in the trunk and you leave it there between classes, you might say this is more hassle than you're willing to invest. But 3 to 5 minutes, and they're ready to go next time. I guess the last question, I said that was the last question, but I guess one more question I always ask anybody reviewing a product is, would you use the product yourself? My wife thinks cauliflower ear is sexy, so I don't wear any ear protection. I did buy some wrestlers' ear guards at one point, and those feel really awkward to me. So I guess would I use them? If I had to use ear protection, I think I would be as likely to use these as I would to be used over the earmuffs. So that's kind of my thoughts on the Caulear ear protection. And if we put this out, we'll put a link to the company and see where it goes from there. Thanks.